Welcome to Caseback Watches. My name is Tim, and in this episode I'd like to present you two beautiful watches, two beautiful vintage watches, and an entire segment in the vintage watch world. But first, have a look, please. Have a look. Here you see an old Elgin and an old Hamilton watch, and our topic today is American vintage. But first, let me tell you this. I was long years a part of the vintage watch world, and then I was so tired of the watchmaker builds and the hassle and the endless search for parts and everything. I was absolutely tired about that. And then I said, I want vintage inspired timepieces, and you find a lot on this channel, but I want them 10 years old, maximum 10 years old. But thanks to a viewer, his name is Steven, and he sent me those wonderful watches as a gift, and thanks to some further research, I've learned then there's a very interesting segment in the vintage watch world which is relatively affordable, and we're talking here about the 50s in the United States, and we're talking about, let's say, 5 to 6 companies. And in this video I want to present you two examples, Hamilton and Elgin. And now you may say, oh, Hamilton, we've heard so much about Hamilton. But I want to speak about the actual Hamilton watch company, because the modern Hamilton on your wrist is a product of the Swatch Group. I don't say that this is in any form bad, but it's a different thing. And so in this video, I want to present you the Hamilton Watch Company. And that company was founded 1892 in Pennsylvania in the United States. And their first task or their first market was railway. The railway companies, the young railway system, which brought the need to tell the time with accuracy. And Hamilton then produced large amounts of very advanced chronometers for railway use. And they were a major player in that segment of the market. They controlled over 50% of that. 1927 they bought the Illinois Watch Company, and during World War II then they produced their watches for the railways but also for the Navy. In 1955 they started a cooperation with a German company, complicated name, excuse me, Vereinigte Uhrenfabrik Ersingen, and the goal there was to develop the first, let's say, battery-driven movement. So this was the way to the modern quartz watch. In 1970 they produced the first watch with an LED display. This watch you find as a reissue, by the way. I've made a short video about that watch, very interesting. And so we see that the Hamilton Watch Company back then was a very advanced player in the market. But they had to close down their business in 1972 because of the quartz crisis, because they couldn't compete anymore against other players like numerous companies from the United States, from Germany, from Switzerland, obviously, and so a victim of the quartz crisis. And in 1974, the SSIH group bought the brand Hamilton. And this is the explanation why your modern Hamilton is a product of the Swatch Group, because the SSIH group then turned into the Swatch Group. And the second company, Elgin, is even older than Hamilton. They were established in 1864 in Illinois, Elgin, Illinois. And this is an interesting aspect. 1910, they've bought their own observatory, like those other big and old companies in Switzerland. And you may ask now, observatory? Why an observatory? Because it's important to measure time the most precise way. There you need to know the stars to tell the exact time on Earth. And so Elgin built that observatory to underline their scientific approach in watchmaking. And in their early days, they of course produced pocket watches, then later on wrist watches for a bigger market. And Elgin survived 104 years, but 1968 they closed down their business. Okay, but now let's go in the lightbox, let's check those watches, and I want to show you another thing. A very mysterious liquid. I will test this in the lightbox as well. Story is this. I've met a PR agent here in town. His name is Theo, and one of his clients is the company Ernst Westphal. This is not an affiliate video. Ernst Westphal is a company who buys and sells watch parts for movements for vintage watches. And so here is my tip. If you have something in the drawer and you are desperate, you don't know how to fix this, your watchmaker has given up, you need a part, then maybe this could be the solution. Not this liquid, but the company Ernst Westphal. I saw images of their storage, their warehouse, and there are tons of watch parts. They're very, very old, sometimes very rare. And so if you're desperate and you want to bring that thing in your drawer to life again, you really should check this website, which you find here in the description. And then Theo gave me this is a product sample. This is to clean bracelets. This is to clean bracelets. And Theo said to me, maybe you want to call the owner, then he can give you further instructions how to use it, and then nothing goes wrong. And you know what, the last thing I do is to call the manufacturer of a product before I test it. This has to work with those little instructions here on the side. And so we will see if this thing does the job, and if not, then I will tell you that it's crap, and we will see this, yeah, right now. Okay, here we are in the lightbox, and now let's see what we have here. Let's see our vintage, American vintage watches, and here we have the Hamilton on the left and the Elgin on the right. And you see they are tiny, very equal in size, very small, equal in size. Let's begin with the Elgin. Let's begin with the Elgin. As you can see here, I put it on a leather strap. It came on a sort of two-tone bracelet, which in my eyes was a bit too modern, and so I switched to that leather strap here. And what you can see here is that the condition is pretty good. The dial condition is pretty good. And what you can see here is real patina. Often people try to sell us water damage as patina, but water damage creates rust. Rust is bacteria in the metal. And those bacteria don't stop with their work. And so corrosion or rust is very dangerous, will continue, will at the end of the day ruin your dial. And you see that the numerals are pretty shiny. They reflect light. And what's special is what you see on many of those older watches. On Bulova, I've seen this as well, is this, I don't know how to call this wave form here on the case. Do you see those waves? Attractive contrast, high dome plexi crystal, as you can see, high dome plexi. The caseback is stainless steel, and they are supposed to be relatively easy to open, but I couldn't open those watches here. They are super, super tight. You have here a little lever thing, and you should open it with that, but it's absolutely impossible. And it's very comfortable to change the strap and have better access to that little lever, because the locks are drilled. You have lock holes, so it's very easy to change straps, very convenient. And this is a hand winding watch. And it was serviced, and so it's buttery. It's absolute buttery. The feeling here is really, really good, and it keeps time. It keeps time. You can wear it. You can wear it like a modern watch, and I think this is pretty cool. I highly doubt that this watch is waterproof, because this channel of the crown here is not sealed with rubber. At least I cannot feel any sealing here. And setting the time is completely basic, and yeah, that's it. That's all I have to explain here from the technical side. But what I love here is the design. This very distinctive design. This watch is more on the ladies' side, I must say. You could sell this today, I think, as a ladies' watch without any problems, but also for gents. Back then it was perfectly wearable, which is interesting, because many people today would react a little bit afraid. Oh, I'm a man, I have to wear a big watch and not this girly type of thing. When I do this, then I'm not longer a man. And so this is creates then a problem. But I will put it on the wrist, and then you can see. I mean, really, if you want to wear this, then you have to create an entire new mindset. Then you have to say goodbye to the imagination that a watch should cover your entire wrist. A gentleman from the 50s would ask you why. Why is that? Who invented that rule? And here we are. That's the look of the 50s. This is not a high quality strap, but I think you can imagine what you can do with straps, various straps on such a watch. And imagine this with a more formal attire. And I think most people will see relatively quickly that this is the type of vintage watch, and I like that, because absolute conversation starter. People will ask you, hey, what's that watch? Have you inherited this, or what is it? Okay, and now let's go to the next one. Let's go to the Hamilton. And here you see, again, real patina. This is not rust. This is not corrosion, this is some sort of, yeah, light damage, I would say. But I like here that the numerals are still reflecting the light very well. They're very bright and they add some life to the dial. And so it doesn't look dead or dull. Look at this. I mean, this is just a gorgeous watch. And look at the case form here. Again, those wonderful lugs. And those lugs are directly, in my eyes, borrowed from the automobile industry, because this reminds you of a vintage car. See this? Very cool. Drilled lug holes again. Same mechanism here. And here you find information about the gold quality. This is gold filled, for example, which is always better than gold plated. Gold filled just means that there's a thicker layer of gold. And here you can see that the gold for such an old watch is pretty much intact, right? Pretty much intact. Okay, let's operate the watch and then I would speak about this bracelet, this strap bracelet. Again, hand winding, serviced, feels totally okay. It feels buttery and so, and I've worn it yesterday, so it's relatively wound. And setting the time is then just basic. You have to be a little bit careful because the positions of those old movements sometimes are a little bit, yeah, soft. Yeah, and again, perfectly wearable, keeps excellent time, can wear it every day. And now please, let's speak about the bracelet. This is not the original bracelet, I think. There is only the information, stainless steel, no brand. But please look at this construction here. I just love it. I really just love it. And please do me a favor, if you know the name for this type of strap bracelet, then put it in the comments, because I want more. You see, this is a little bit too small. Somebody has made here sort of an improvisation, which works fine. But yeah, I really love to have this in actually 18 millimeters lug width, because this is 18 and the strap here is 17. And so I can wear those types of straps with other watches. I mean, it's not a mesh bracelet. It's, yeah, what is it? What is it? I've seen this before with Bulova watches and on a Jaeger-LeCoultre watch, but this just marvelous, just marvelous. Look, let's put it on the wrist and then you will see what I mean. And here it is. And you know what? Every day I wear this watch, I feel like a movie producer from the past, from Hollywood or Paris or Berlin, on my way to a meeting with, yeah, Cary Grant and other people who sported this type of watch. And interestingly, the watch looks much bigger than the Elgin because of the bracelet, because the bracelet is such an eye-catcher. I mean, look at this. I mean, it is a little bit pimpy, but in a good way, if this makes any sense. And so yeah, I'm really, really happy with that watch. People staring at that watch, to be frank. If you are in a bar or in a club, then people staring at your watch, which is kind of funny. But I think most people find this thing extremely interesting. Okay, and that's the look, I think, for the man, believe it or not. Okay, and here we are with our watch clean. This is a watch clean. This is our liquid, which is supposed to clean metals. Here you are, and rubber bracelets, metal and rubber bracelets. And yeah, let's do it with my Oris pointer date bracelet. This is very dear to me, and so yeah, I think it needs to be cleaned. And the instructions are telling us: place bracelet in bottle, close bottle and turn upside down. After approximately 10 minutes, turn bottle around and let liquid drain. Take bracelet out and rinse with water. Rub dry with a clean and smooth cloth. All right, let's do it. Oh, wow, strong herb. There you are. Let's put it right in. Take this with clasp and everything, I'd say. Like that. Now we have to close it. We have to close it well, because I don't want to have a mess here. Turn it upside down. All right. Looks interesting in a way. I must admit this. It's fun to do that. Okay. Okay, here we are with our bracelet. Okay, 10 minutes, so let's do something else in those 10 minutes. Yeah, I think this is it. I think we have to put it that way again. This is, yeah, okay, this takes time, Let's open it. Let's free the bracelet. I think this is a chemical product, right? Bah, never mind. If you ever have painted something, then you were in more contact with such things. Okay, I have to rinse it now. Oh my goodness! Look at that. Ah, wow! Look at that. This was really a dirty bracelet. Goodness, disgusting. But, but in a way, cool. I think this stuff really does the job. Let me show. This is embarrassing. This is really embarrassing. But I think most of this dirt are metal parts. It's metal dust. And it is, in fact, it is pretty clean. I think this works. I really think this smells good. And so I must say I'm very happy with that. But I have another thing to show you, because in the box was another thing which is absolutely crazy when it works. Let's see. And see this? This is some sort of stick and some sort of brush, or I don't know how to call it. And you can brush metal with that, because we have brushed surfaces on a lot of bracelets and watches. For instance, here you see that the middle links here are brushed. And what this thing is supposed to do is to renew the brushed surfaces. Can you believe this? Let me show you this. There it is. There is the tip, and the tip is some sort of chalk. It feels like chalk. It feels extremely scratchy. And it's supposed to, yeah, to renew brushed surfaces. I love that watch, and I really like this bracelet, but I think I will give it a try. Okay, let's do it. Let's brush things. Oh, I'm so angry if this goes wrong here. By the way, it wasn't so smart to clean the thing and then do this, because now I have, I think, new dust there on the bracelet. Let's see. Yeah, it works. Yes, it works. This side, I don't know if the camera catches it. This side is full of scratches, and this side is now brushed. I do it again. This is pretty cool. I really like this. I mean, imagine. Now I think if you are really picky, then you have to cover the outer links with something. I'm not picky. I just do it like that. Really good. They are brushed again. Works. Can't believe it. I really thought that this is somewhat of a gimmick and not a really tool, but you see on the tip, now the tip is dark, so it took away metal. So this thing works. Wow, this is pretty cool, I must say. Yeah, okay, and so I haven't checked the prices for those tools, to be frank. Maybe I will do it and will add it in this video. But if they are, yeah, on the normal side, this really could be something. Okay, that's all for this video, but I have more material available, and so if you like the idea of a part 2 video, American Vintage Watches Part 2, then please let me know in the comments. And if you want to see more images of watches and other things I find interesting, then please visit me on Instagram, it's caseback_Tim. And now let me thank you very much for your attention, and maybe until next time.